Today we're going to talk about what is leaven and what significance does it have in the Bible. You already know the deal. Please like the video and subscribe as that really helps the channel grow. So let's get into study number 1 on a little leaven.
Little leaven leavens the whole lump.
A little leaven leavens the whole lump.
A little leaven leavens the whole lump.
If it's not of heaven, then you better hold up.
All right, let's start with the question, what is leaven? Leaven is a substance, typically yeast, that is used in dough to make it rise. People who make bread, for example, will put a little yeast in the dough, and that little bit of yeast causes the entire lump of dough to rise, and so it spreads out and spreads throughout all of the dough. That's what leaven is, but what does the Bible have to say about leaven? Well, there are many references in the Bible to leaven. Sometimes it's just a part of the historical account being given. Sometimes it's used as a metaphor in teaching or parables, and possibly the most well-known reference to leaven comes from the Israelites' exodus from Egypt, where God instituted the Passover. Also, many of these references to leaven have to deal with what's called unleavened bread, and this type of bread is usually used in situations where the bread has to be prepared quickly, and therefore there's no need for leaven or yeast since there's not enough time to let the leaven do its work in rising the dough anyway. So today I'll just briefly talk about the first time we see leaven or unleavened mentioned in the Bible, and then we'll get into more passages in future videos. The first time we see it mentioned is actually in Genesis 19:3. This is when two angels came to Sodom where Lot and his family were, and Lot recognized them as having authority and urged them to stay at his house, where he made them a feast and baked them unleavened bread, which again, the bread couldn't be leavened because it was being prepared so quickly. This is actually an interesting parallel with the chapter earlier when Abraham, Lot's uncle, did pretty much the same thing when God appeared to him. He had Sarah quickly help with making bread for the 3 people who had appeared, and although it doesn't say it was unleavened bread, it most likely was, since the meal was also prepared very quickly. Well, I hope you learned something from today's video on leaven in the Bible, and I'll see you in the next one when we discuss how leaven related to the Israelites' exodus from Egypt. See you then.
Little leaven leavens the whole